Hi everybody, this is your helper video for CR number 22, extended response. It says, looking at the graph on the right, is this slope positive or negative? Well, the first thing you have to do is you always have to examine left to right. And if you look left to right, you should notice that it is going downhill, okay? As soon as you see that it's going downhill, then you know that is a negative slope. So I'm going to go ahead and write negative there. Downhill left to right is a negative slope. Then it says, what is the y-intercept? Remember, the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, which is right here. And you can write that as either the coordinate 0, 2, or you can write it just plain old y-intercept equals 2. Either way is perfectly acceptable. Hold on, let me just do that. Oops, sorry about that. Equals 2. There you go. That's your y-intercept. What is the slope of the line? Now this is going to be a little bit harder for you. You can do it one of two ways. You can pick 2 points and find the change in y over the change in x. But because there is a graph, what I like to do is just rise over run. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark 2 beautiful points on this graph. There's one here and there is one here. Now, working left to right, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to try to figure out how many do I need to rise, and that means either going up or down on the y-axis in order to be even to the point that I'm trying to get to. So if I start here and I'm trying to get to here because I work left to right, I'm going to go down to 1, 2. If I go down, that's a negative value. And then if I go over 1 to the right, that's a positive 1. So my slope of the line is -2 over 1. You can write that as, let me just make a text box to make it a little bit easier to see, m equals, and remember m means slope, -2, because -2 over 1 is -2. Now we're going to go ahead and look at the equation of the line. Remember, the equation of the line has to be written as y equals mx plus b. So if I know right now that my y-intercept, or b, was a +2, I can go ahead and write +2 in place of the b value right there. Now my y equals stays the same, my x stays the same, my slope is right here, which is m, which is what I wrote it as above, and I'm going to put that in place of m down here. So this equation is y equals -2x plus 2. You can write it on the line over here. Y equals -2x plus 2, and that's how you will label that line. There we go. Okay, so that's the first question. Now we're going to go down here and we're going to look at the second question. It says, graph the following equation on the grid provided. You will need to correctly graph and label your line. Well, first of all, we know just from the last one we did that the y-intercept is written right here, and I'm just going to abbreviate this. So that's my y-intercept. I'm going to go ahead and start with my y-intercept of +2. There we go. I put a beautiful dot right there. Then it says that I need to go ahead and graph my slope. Now my slope is -3 because my slope is always the number that's right in front of the x. And what I like to do is take that slope and change it into a fraction, because by doing that, this is my rise and this is my run. And I now have a method of plotting those points. So if it's -3, remember that means I go down 3 because it's negative. And my slope, when it's a negative slope, should go downhill. So if your end result does not go downhill, then you know you did something wrong. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. My run is 1, so I go over 1. That is going to be my next point. Hold on, I'm just trying to make my point a little bit bigger. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and continue the same process across the page. Down 3, 1, 2, 3, over 1. Down 3, over 1. Now try to remember, if I'm going across the page, then I have to do the complete opposite of what I started with. So if I have a -3 over 1, and that meant down 3 and to the right 1, I'm going to go in the opposite direction now, which is up 3 and to the left run to continue that slope. So let me go ahead and do that. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I just want to change my thickness so you can see my dots. So I'm going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. And then I can't go any more, so that'll be it. I'm going to go ahead and open up a beautiful lined graph. So I'm going to go ahead and make a straight line down those points. Perfect. Now remember, when I do my line, I have to continue with doing arrows on either end. And then I have to label my line with the equation in order for this to be 100% correct. So y equals negative 3x plus 2. Bam, I am done. Good luck on your CR.